This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our monthly Renville County HRA EDA Lunch and Learn. We do this the second Wednesday of every month, kind of a standing event where every month we've got different topics that are pertinent to business, to entrepreneurs. Um, so we like to mix it up every month, a different topic, different presenters. And this month we've got some great relevant topics on workforce. We all know that workforce is in a unique situation here the past couple of years as we're seeing folks retiring, leaving the workforce, and we see a lot of folks moving and swapping jobs. So just kind of a little bit of information today on the workforce situation and opportunities for businesses to help recruit and retain, which is just as important these days, keeping your skilled workforce. So again, we've got some great speakers today. We've got Bridget Paulson with Central Minnesota Jobs and Training Services, and Della Ludwig, workforce strategy consultant for Central Minnesota with DEED, which is the state of Minnesota's Department of Employment and Economic Development. So to get the ball rolling, maybe we'll turn things over to Della. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks, Jordan. Really appreciate it. And again, I am Della Ludwig. I'm a workforce strategy consultant with Central Minnesota, and I cover this region, including Renville. So I'm glad everybody could join us today. I'll be walking through a few things with you. And at any time, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll answer those questions. Want this to be a pretty open conversation. And once I'm done presenting, then we're going to have Bridget go into a little more detail on some resources that are available within our region as well. So we're going to go on to the next slide. And here is basically kind of covering what my job is. So I many balls in the air, work with several different organizations and groups, just kind of looking at the workforce and, pulling different people into or pulling them to the table and having them work together and building that workforce for your region and for your organization. And really what we're doing is developing that workforce and coming up with those solutions, whether it's recruiting, retaining, or training your employees within your organization or within your community. So we can go on to the next slide. And here's our team. It's a very small team, which is actually really nice because we know what's going on throughout the state of Minnesota. We keep a really nice pulse on what's going on and sharing those ideas and meet quite often and develop strategies throughout the state of Minnesota. So my region, you can see there is the dark purple going down through the Renville, Candy, Ojai, Meeker, McLeod area, all the way on up through the Pine, Isani, McLeod area, or I'm sorry, Pine Isani area, Chisago and Mille Lacs area. So some of the main cities that I work with is obviously Willmar, Monticello, and St. Cloud, as well as Hutchinson, Litchfield, and everything in between. So we can go on to the next slide. So as a workforce strategy consultant, you can see that we assist employers in increasing the number of applicants for their new hires. We offer employers tools to assist them in reviewing and enhancing their current training programs. And we enhance that diversity, equity, and inclusion, really talking about the culture within their organization or their workforce, which really helps their retention as well. And then develop programs that help employers be recognized as an employer of choice within their community and within the industry that they're serving. And next. So some of the projects that we work on, you can see that there's quite a list here of different things that we do. And a few of them that are listed on here is we lead targeted month-long campaigns. We just wrapped up Manufacturing Month, and we had 26 different organizations that participated in our Central Minnesota region with Manufacturing Month, doing tours, offering different events and activities throughout their communities and was very successful working with youth, doing different campaigns with career pathways and strengthening that industry and offering different techniques in recruiting and retention. We also did offer different types of scholarships for students that went on these tours to help pay for their schooling and education if they did participate in those tours. We also developed a committee for the Diversity in Manufacturing initiative. As you may know, for manufacturing, it's made up of 83% is white and non-Hispanic, and it's also 70% is male. So diversifying manufacturing is also key in developing a stronger career pathway within that industry. Workforce Wednesday is another event or activity that we do, and that's it's the first Wednesday of every month. And we have different employers on a panel, and we discuss different strategies and techniques in creating stronger strategies in workforce. So this is a virtual meeting, and it focuses on highlighting proven strategies to build that talent pipeline and sharing those best practices and networking with Minnesota employers about all things that are workforce. The meetings are the first Wednesday of every month at 11 a.m. and they go from 11 until noon. And then from 12 and 12:30, we do an unplugged version for 30 minutes and just kind of discuss any type of questions and answers and get a little more informal with the group and dig into any specific questions that they may have. Another project that we started is the Inclusive Workforce Employer initiative, which is IWE. And the IWE designation was started in the Northwest region of Minnesota. And what it is the goal is to reduce disparities and raise awareness of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the value that this brings within the workplace by creating a designation to recognize participating employers. This IWE designation is an application process, and it's a stamp of approval for those employers to become certified, which indicates to the public that they are an inclusive workforce and a great workplace. So we can move on. So here are some of the workforce needs that you probably are feeling or seeing within your own business. And some of the things that we can assist with is really digging in and finding out how we can be more flexible and assist with some of the concerns or issues that you may be focused or seeing within your workforce. And next. And these are the 5 common workforce themes that we're seeing right now. And really, when you look at it, it's focused on that recruiting, brand awareness, the employee retention, onboarding, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and then that engagement. So with recruiting and brand awareness, what you can be doing differently. Mitke and Hutchinson, what they do is they offer tours. And on those tours during when they're doing their interviews, you actually get paid while you're doing that interview process, and you get to see behind the scenes the different areas and choose where you would like to work, and then you are paid while you're there for that interview, and get to choose again where you want to work. Liquibox in Lester Prairie just recently hired a multilingual or bilingual Spanish-speaking HR director, and they increased their Spanish-speaking employees by 34%. So just thinking outside of the box of different ways to increase your recruiting and brand awareness. Employee retention in Martin County by Fairmount, Minnesota. They do summer internship programs that allow high school students or graduates or even those that are off to college who come home for the summer to do summer internships at a variety of community or companies, just to learn more about the community and learn how they could come back after graduation and be part of that community. Companies have started offering bonuses to supervisors as well to help with turnover. So if they have low turnover within their organization or within their department, they get bonuses to help with the retention purposes. Onboarding, training, and upskilling. Businesses are offering mentor and mentee programs starting with employees' first days, so they have someone that they can speak with. They meet 10 or 15 minutes before the shift. You know, ask those questions, make them feel comfortable. They feel part of the team, and then that is part of that person's role too, is to make sure that the person comes to them with their questions and concerns while they're working. Several companies also have started universities at their company to help them with the training and kind of doing that step-by-step, kind of more of a university kind of a feel for that cross-training at their organization. And then the diversity, equity, and inclusion we've kind of mentioned already, but businesses are posting their positions multilingual, cross-cultural, and really kind of diving in a little more deeper, even internally, and thinking outside of the box when they're doing those types of hiring. And then engaging the community and partners, really reaching out to everybody within their communities when they do have those positions that are open, and really engaging the community and being part of the community rather than just that building, you know, on that main highway and nobody knowing what it is. And really reaching out to, you know, Veteran Services or the Department of Labor and Industry, and working on building those youth skills training programs or apprenticeship programs within their organization. CMJTS also offers a summer camp, which is called Operation Exploration, which is a great way for businesses to be involved in summer camps and for the youth to understand different business opportunities before they graduate. And next. So here's a couple of resources as well that you guys can look up. So the one is careerforcemn.com, and that's a great resource for whether you are an employer or a job seeker. There's lots of different tools and resources out there. So if you wanted to attract talent and you have any type of job fairs, you can post them out there. If you want to just have your business listed out there, and just have a little bit of a bio about your business, you can do that as well at careerforcemn.com. And then the link below is the information to find your workforce strategy consultant or my information, and any of the tools that are there. And then the Workforce Wednesday, which we just hopped to, we can hop back to that again. Again, is on December 7th is our next one, and that's the statewide services and support for your business. So we're going to be talking about all the different services that are available, whether it's Career Force, Veteran Services, all of the different services that are available to you. That will be on December 7th, and that's at careerforcemn.com/Workforce Wednesday, and you can find the details at that link, as well as any of our past Workforce Wednesday events that we've done. All of the resources and recordings are there as well for you. And then our next slide. Again, some more information, just some of the blogs that we do, our Workforce Wednesday information. And then if you want to reach out directly to me, my information is there. We can do a consultation directly on your business, talking about where you're currently at, where your struggles are. Is there some different grant opportunities, training opportunities? We offer quite a few different programs if you're doing any type of new job creation, if you're doing any type of automation or add-ons to your organization. There is funding available. I love to see that funding stay within the Central Minnesota region, and can definitely discuss that with your organization in more detail of all of those different opportunities that are available. So feel free to reach out and we can dig into that more on a personal level. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Bridget, unless there's any questions. Is there anything that anybody has any questions on?
No, but just wanting to thank Della for presenting today, and thank her for being such a great partner, both Della and Bridget, helping when we've done hiring events in the past, and always there when we need them. And we're constantly making references and referrals over to both of these ladies. So I've worked with both of them for quite some time, and can't say enough good about them. So please jot down their contact info, or if you missed it, just reach out to me and I'll get you connected. But even for a second opinion, just to brainstorm, hey, here's our situation at our business, and here's what we're doing. What can we do better? You're already paying everyone's salaries, so let's reach out and try to do this. Work smarter, not harder, as the kids say. And both of these ladies are absolutely awesome on that. So thank you, Della. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'll throw my information in the chat as well.
Awesome. Thank you, ma'am. And with that, I want to turn things over to Bridget Paulson with Central Minnesota Jobs and Training Services and our local Career Force Center, an absolutely awesome partner of Renville County as well. So Bridget, thank you for being here today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jordan, and thank you, Della. It's great partnering with Della and Jordan to help our businesses grow and help our job seekers. So like Jordan said, I'm with Central Minnesota Jobs and Training Services. We're a nonprofit partner of the Career Force system. I'm a business service coordinator, and I work with Renville, Meeker, McLeod, and Candy, Ojai counties. And my role is to work with businesses to find out what their needs are and bring that information back to the Career Force patrons and the team of employment specialists that have caseloads of job seekers that get services through Central Minnesota Jobs and Training Services. Next slide, please. So what I want to do today is just talk a little bit about CMJTS and what we can do for you and your business, and then also provide you with an action toolkit. This is just a list of resources with links that you can have in your toolbox when you're doing your day-to-day job to help you problem solve, get links to services that might help you, and funding that you might need in order to grow. So at Central Minnesota Jobs and Training Services, we have customers that we work with throughout our 11 county region. And those customers are any job seekers, adults, youth, entry level, career changers, low income, people that are dislocated workers. We help them with career advice. We do career assessments, help them with their individual circumstances, and how to help them be economically self-sufficient. And we strive to meet local labor market demands. So we partner, businesses can partner with us for qualified workers to fill their jobs. Next slide. So this is our footprint. Like I said, we're in 11 counties. We're in all the same counties as Della. So if you contact her and you have questions or resources, but it might not be in the service area that I'm in, she can connect you with another business service coordinator. Next slide. And I want to say too that in our 11 counties that we serve, it's all rural counties. So we understand the rural problems that businesses and job seekers have. And we definitely address those as we can. So like I said, we're a partner with the Career Force Center. The Career Force used to be called the Workforce Center, and the state changed the name. So we partner with them. We're the staff that's in the Career Force that help the general public walk in the door. So Career Force, they have resources including careerforcemn.com, which Della talked about, the minnesotaworks.net, that's the state-based job bank where you can post your jobs for free, and you can also look up resumes. And in addition, we work with people to create accounts on Minnesota Works. We work with unemployment, job services, vocational rehab services, adult education, and veteran services. We're kind of a one-stop center for businesses and for job seekers to help them make that connections and to help job seekers find training they need in order to upskill their career. We help businesses find, train, and keep employees, and we provide resources for growth and innovation. Next slide. So this is kind of what the MinnesotaWorks.net looks like. Like I said, you can post your positions for free. And then when we work with job seekers, we have them create a profile and create a resume. So then as a business, you can go in, search resumes by keywords, and hopefully find some candidates in your area. This is the state-based job bank, so it's run by CareerForce. So it might be changing. I know they're updating a lot of things. So this is what we're working with now, but it's only going to get better. Next slide. So anyone that comes into the career force, anyone can come in and they have free services and staff to assist them. Career force centers have computers that they can use, they can print, we have job leads, we have school and training resources, and we have staff to help people, guide people on kind of what they're looking for and needing. We have computer, fax, phone, we have occupational skills research, copiers, printers, and we help with interviewing skills, with soft skills. There's a lot of people that we see that come in the door are struggling and need guidance and help, and that's what we do, because they're not just a job seeker, they've got a whole history there of what they've been through and where they want to go, and we're there to hopefully guide them in the right direction, and all of that is free. Anyone can come in, and businesses can come in and post their jobs as well and connect with those job seekers. Next slide. So Central Minnesota Jobs and Training, like I said, we're a nonprofit. So we receive funding from the state and federal government to provide training services for people that want to go to school or that need work readiness skills, or that are entering or re-entering the workforce. And so we have several programs. We work with the adult dislocated worker. We have a youth program that works with people that are about 16 to 24. And those are people that just need guidance in order to move forward with a career pathway. We work with public assistance. So the people that are getting assistance from the county, we're there helping them, trying to figure out their childcare, get them gas money, get them interview clothes, and help get them a job so they can be self-sufficient. And then we have our business services team that works with businesses so that I can bring all that information about what's available in the community back to the people that are in our programs in order to provide a connection so they can find their next best job. Next slide. So I talked about the people that can come in to use the career force, free and open to the public. If you're eligible and you're able to enroll in one of our programs with Central Minnesota Jobs and Training Services, then you have one-on-one assistance and funding. And then what we can do for businesses. We're here to help our businesses grow, because that's how our communities grow. So we have those main core programs. We connect with active job seekers. We do on-site recruitment, presentations. We do sector-based hiring events, job fairs. We have peer groups for HR professionals. We provide local labor market information. We help with access training and retention resources. So we're not only helping you fill your empty positions, but we want you to retain the people you have. And we have resources and funding for that. So you want your employees to grow, because that's how you're going to keep them. And we collaborate with teachers, schools, students. We go into high schools, we go into classrooms, and we're bringing information about what jobs are available in the community to those kids in the high school, and also to their families, because they're going to bring that information home and leave it on the kitchen table, and hopefully someone will see it too. And we partner with local career events. We had EPIC just happened in St. Cloud, where they brought in over 1,000 students, I think, to walk around and learn about different industries. And also there was one in Hutchinson called Ignite. So businesses come in and they teach kids how to weld. And so they're teaching and showing kids this career pathway, and they're also introducing their business. So we're always a part of those events. We also have, we have our core programs, but we go after a lot of grants. And, I was trying to make a list today, and we have so many grants that we are using in order to access and train different populations of people to upskill them so they can be good employees in the community. We have a youth skills training grant. We have a grant for internationally trained professionals, so people that have degrees or training in other countries. We help them figure out how to translate that into that career in this country and work with colleges so they can go back into their field. We have a Ocean 30 training for people that have been incarcerated. We work with people that are going to be released soon and try to train and upskill them and provide them with training opportunities, because we want these people to get back to work, and they want to work, and the businesses need them. We work with, we have an opioid grant where we work from the state of Minnesota. So anybody that's been impacted by the opioid crisis is eligible for free training. And this can be people that also want to work in the field of helping the opioid crisis. So if you want to get your nursing degree and work with people that are having some chemical crises, you can get tuition through this grant to help you pay for your education to get into that field to help with that that concern. We have lots of free training for non-traditional careers for women. And also we've been trying to address the CDL shortage, so the commercial truck drivers, and providing free training to people in the community to get their CDL. And then our incumbent worker program is the program that we have in order to train your current staff to upskill them. Next slide. So that's okay. So beyond the basics. So we're here to meet one-on-one with you. I can come out, I can talk to you about what you need in your business, and then how I can assist you with meeting that need as far as new employees or training your current employees. Then I bring that information back and I share it with our team and also our partners, Veteran Services, Unemployment, and just to help you get the word out about what your business does and what you're looking for. And we connect with our communities. We're a part of chambers, EDAs, schools, post-secondary. We work with colleges, job fairs, HR groups, task force, all sorts of things in the community to help improve the people's quality of life and businesses so they can grow. Next slide. So what we're facing is, and we've been going through this, is that there are many reasons why people aren't working right now. It's not just one, and especially in the rural parts of Minnesota, transportation is a concern. Childcare is also a major concern, and Renville County has a very active childcare initiative group. So we're out there trying to help the current childcare providers, encourage more childcare providers and centers, and also grow jobs and careers in that, so we get more people to work in those childcare centers, so that people can put their kids in a safe place so they can focus on going to work. There's health and safety concerns, reevaluating life goals, changing priorities, early retirement, just the whole list of what we've been facing. And so I kind of, my goal here today, can we go to the next slide? I want you to be the best. Think about being the best, because job seekers do have a lot of options. And I truly believe that retention is recruitment. If you're working in your current staff and they like their job and they're going home at night, or they're going out to dinner, they're talking about their day, that's recruitment. You want to make sure you are the best. You work with job seekers, but you're also the best for your current employees and help them. And then we have a list of areas of things that you can improve on. Della talked about it. We have a whole checklist of recruitment ideas. We're putting together brainstorming, think outside the box ideas for your business to help you. And I want to be available for that, to talk to you about what we can do to assist you. And if it's not something that CMJTS does, I'm going to hook you up with a state agency or somebody that can help you with that. Next slide. So the following slides are basically just lists of resources with links to their page. So it's basically what I'm trying to just give you is maybe, not go through every resource, but know that it's there and you can click on it if you want to learn more about it, or you can reach out to me and we'll navigate it together. So I'm just going to go through those pretty quickly. Next slide. This is the links to our programs that CMJTS has. We have a paid internship program for our youth. We have on-the-job training where we do a wage reimbursement to new hires up to 50% of their wage for the first 16 weeks if they're enrolled with us, and you can get reimbursed for that wage in order to train them in to be a good employee for you. And our incumbent worker training, where we have up to $25,000 available to your business for training and upskilling your current employees. Or if you bought a new machine, K&M Manufacturing did this last year. They bought a new welder and they had to hire a trainer to train 4 of their staff to run this welding machine. And that came with a price tag. It cost a lot of money. So they were able to apply to CMJTS to get funding to pay for the training for their staff. So it helped the staff, they grew their skills, the business got a new machine and their people trained in, and it didn't cost them as much as it could have, so they can continue their growth. Next slide. There's Della. She's our partner with Deed. So we always work together to help problem solve. Luke is a strategist. He's a numbers guy. He can really help you kind of think about projections, what's the number of aging workforce in Renville County, and any sort of kind of number crunching. We can always reach out to him to help get specific information regarding Renville County or your industry. Next slide. This is the inclusive workforce employer designation that Della talked about. We call it IWE, and it's a designation, a stamp of approval that a business can go through some training to show that they are an inclusive employer that's conscious of their workplace culture and is welcoming to all people. So that's the link to that. Next slide. So Central Minnesota Manufacturers Association, CMMA, they were a great partner with the Manufacturing Month last month, and they are an agency where it's not just for manufacturing, they're growing, but you would pay dues and then you'd be able to have the resources available. One thing that they have there, I have a couple of links, but there's this K12navigator.org. And this is a website that they're creating for any industry where they connect businesses with local high schools. So you can input your information about your business, and then it'll be shared with local high schools and classrooms and teachers, so that can connect classes directly to your business. And you can maybe do a tour, maybe you could do job shadowing, you could do all sorts of things to share with local classrooms in your area about positions you have available. And then the CareerForce MN employer resources. There's some links there. There's one there. It's called the CareerForce, the submission form. They have a calendar of events on CareerForce MN. So if you're having an on-site hiring event, you can put it on there, and then it'll be promoted through the CareerForce website that you're having an on-site hiring event at your or whatever you're doing at your business in order to grow. Next slide. Local resources, radio stations, job fairs, high school, the chamber. We have our fabulous Renville County EDA staff that we work with. Southwest Initiative Foundation has resources for employers. Small business development centers have resources also for businesses. Next slide. So there's grants and programs available that could help you on the state level. And then also, CMJTS has our programs. So this is just kind of a list of some of the programs that could help your business with growth. There's the Job Skills Partnership, Job and Training Initiative Program, Dual Pipeline Training. That actually will help give money to your staff that are going to school through, and you're reimbursing their tuition. So it's tuition assistance for your staff while they go to school, but it's actually you're getting paid for that through the pipeline program. And then the work opportunity tax credit, that's when you hire people that fall under certain categories, whether they've been an offender or they identify with having a disability, and then you get a tax credit because you hired that individual. Next slide. These are agencies that work specifically with people that identify with having a disability, but they want to work. There's a lot of people out there that read a job description and they get overwhelmed and they say, I can't do it. But that's our job, and these agencies' job is we break it down and say, yes, you can do most of this. Let's talk to the employer. So if you're looking at, hiring people that might have some barriers or might have some things that might require some accommodations, there's agencies out there that are working with those people and helping that happen for them, and that can help you in hiring those people. So that's just a list of many disability-related agencies that assist job seekers. Next slide. Additional resources. So like I said, we work with people that may have a criminal record. So you want to give people a chance. You want people to grow. And we want to support people to move forward in their career. But that might come with a risk. So we have resources for those job seekers. We help those individuals stay on track with their job and their career and their goals, and then make them a good employee for you. But then also there's the federal bonding program where there's some safety nets in place for a business because you've chosen to hire somebody that might have something in their criminal history. So there's support for the person and there's also support for the business. So I think those are pretty important to know that, you're not out there trying to figure it out by yourself. And veteran services. Next slide. So Workforce Wednesday is what Della talked about too through Career Force, and they have a lot of really good topics. And if you go in, you can go and watch the videos of the previous topics, and some of them they're good. They're really good, and I've had different employers say that it's been beneficial. So it is worth it to take a look at those Workforce Wednesday webinars on the careerforcemn.com website to help you just navigate what you're dealing with. Next slide. And then this is us. This is our CMJTS Business Services team. There's my contact information. I'm willing to talk with you directly about what sort of challenges you're facing or growth opportunities that you want to look into to see how you can get help with that. So that's just kind of our fancy map and my information. So I would look forward to talking to you. I can come to your business. I love going on business tours. So please feel free to reach out anytime. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, there's something in the chat. Oh, that's Stella. Okay. So like I said, I've given you a lot of information, a lot of links to resources. If you have a question or if you forget what it is, or you remember just email me. I will help you navigate it. That's what I do. I'll talk to you and we can work together. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Bridget. One quick question, if I can. What's kind of the low-hanging fruit? What are you seeing businesses doing that they haven't? Well, I guess it's two questions. A, what's the low-hanging fruit in trying to attract new employees and or retain? And then B, what are you seeing that's new that businesses are doing, or nonprofits or whatever, but organizations trying to attract and retain? What are you seeing new that you haven't seen really before? Maybe pre-COVID, the last 2-3 years, something like that. Sorry, don't mean to put you on the spot, but was just trying to get a free gimme or two off this one,
Yeah, absolutely. And, Della mentioned too that I hadn't heard about with Lester Prairie and then the other business, Mitke, actually pay you to go on a tour there. I've seen businesses go to local libraries and community events. The pork manufacturer in Glencoe was in the parade and had a float. There was this summer, there was the business kind of the business district of Maple Lake. All those businesses got together and had a street dance and promoted their open positions to the public, but it made it fun. So, we have a job of a hiring event at the local county fair every summer. So we are reaching out a lot to those, outside the box. What can we do? Where are the people and how do we get them to talk to us about what's available in the community? And we're also working really hard to connect with new Americans and people that are maybe just considering going back to work part-time and what that looks like. So, those are the kind of the latest and greatest things I've heard that businesses are doing to connect.
Awesome.
Yeah, and what I would add, what I would add to Jordan is making sure you have a great relationship with your high schools, making sure that you're on a first name basis with those teachers. Make sure that they know who you are. Make sure that you know those career services people at the schools, and you're attending and participating with them. And then the other thing too is, do you know your veteran services representatives in your area? and they do a lot of contacts and connections with those that are coming back from serving, and it can be a great resource for you. So if you don't, we can definitely connect you. And with Bridget talking about, you know, the dual language or multi-language, Clues in Willmar, CLUES, is a great organization for you to be reaching out to. And if you're looking at multi-language, they're a great organization for you to be working with, and that's clues.org.
Awesome. Other questions that anybody might have? Mark, I saw you pop on here a second ago. All right. Last call for questions, anybody?
Putting my email in the chat here.
Awesome.
And I know that this is being recorded. I'm assuming that you're going to be sharing this out with everybody too, Jordan?
We will. It's on our website, or will be posted on our website, renville.com. And then, yes, we'll be emailing this out to our usual email distribution list. And if anybody wants introductions or connections to either of these folks or anybody else, just let me know. I'm happy to do that. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about the partnership between Central Minnesota Jobs and Training, Deed, and Renville County. Absolutely awesome resources. Strongly encourage you to reach out to both of these folks, connect, do a brainstorm, get a second opinion for new ideas on stuff, and find ways to work smarter, not harder. So thank you so much, both of you. Della Ledwood with Deed, Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development. Bridget Paulson, Central Minnesota Jobs and Training Services. Thank you again, and we appreciate everybody joining us for our monthly Renville County HRA EDA Lunch and Learn. This is a standing event. We do it on the second Wednesday of every month over the noon hour in an online format, and then we do record them, put them on our website for those who can't make it. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you next month. Bye-bye.
Thank you.